All right, well, welcome. As of this stream, if you can hear me out there in space or somewhere in our terrestrial realm, it is Thursday. At least locally here. Yeah, soapbox. That'll be one, Dark Wolf. Don't worry. The quality in 720 on a bad connection. Maybe a lower will be better. You know, funny, if you go audio only, I hope you will not miss much. While I am on stream, I'll wear a hat or I'll bring some things up on screen. I do try and narrate what I'm doing out loud and explain what's happening, and I will repeat what is said in chat and then address it. So even if you have just an earbud in one ear and all you can do is listen, you could treat it like a talk show or a podcast and not have to be watching what is happening on screen all the time. Yes, Bobicus, it is Thursday, my dudes. Flip it upside down. Yeah, that might be for a better effect. No, Dark Wolf, I will be... I have them saved. It's me getting the time and the effort to get them into the proper format and uploaded. So, it is Thursday. We need to make Bard number 4 for the band. That is going to be a part of the challenge of this week. Right? We're getting the band back together. We're proving that in 5th edition, you can have a party of most, if not all, the same class, and you will have different characters, different play styles, and when we go and we add spells to them, which maybe we could do tonight. I don't know, tonight maybe is a shorter stream. I haven't decided yet. Definitely if it's high energy, you all are into it, and we just, these past couple nights we've made a lot of new friends. A lot of people have been stopping by and sharing their experiences. If this is a high energy, a high octane chat, I'll definitely be staying for a while. Otherwise, we'll see. We'll see about tonight. It was a bit of a busy day for me, and I ran Curse of Strahd too at the store. For kind of the same but different reasons, Dark Wolf. Thursday's group did similar things to what your group on Wednesday did. If you want to redo Carrot Snake, that's fine. And then just send it over. Alright, so we know we have a bard. What kind of a bard do we have? Is it a boy or a girl? Let's find out with a percentile roll. 1 to 45 is female, and we rolled a 33, so we have another Goyle. Tell him to stop copying. I do not sleep, I clone myself, and the clones take the previous clone, begins the cycle anew. This is now paranoia, apparently. Yes, Dark Wolf, fire was in fact involved. Sorry, my cat is, one of them is over here being weird. I mean, that's nothing new, but the type of weird that I need to keep an eye open for. Alright, so we have a female what? Let's roll a d10 and find out. A 3. Oh, we have another halfling. What kind of a halfling do we have? Odds or evens? Odd. We have another stout halfling. Interesting. There we go. Let's check the alignment. Percentile. Actually, 2 of them, because there's an axis for one set of good, neutral, evil, and another for lawful, neutral, and chaotic. 2d100 and roll it. 3220. Alright, we have a 3220. That's going to be good. Lawful good. We have all kinds of personalities on stage. What level is she going to be? That'll be a 1 percentile roll. 85. Ooh, we have a lot of... this is kind of a higher level encounter here that we have going. Level 14. Nice. Derek says, my cats decided to cuddle with themselves on my throat. Found out that when I woke up and rolled over, making them both panic. On a potentially related note, I had to clip my cat's claws today. Yeah, do yours take it well? Ours kind of just like submit and realize that this is going to inevitably happen. And so, you know, you just sort of like, you flip them over in a cradling side, and then you pinch their paw and you go clip, 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 clip all the way across. Well, I'm glad you're still with us, Derek. That could be dangerous. Let's give a background to this character. Remember, this is what they do before they were a bard or an adventurer, or in conjunction with, right? Being a bard was the gig on the side until they hit it big. A 5. Ooh, a folk hero. Ooh, a folk hero. All right. Now, there's a couple different types of folk heroes. In fact, there's going to be 10 of them. Let's roll a d10 and find out which one it'll be. 3. Okay, the 3 is going up here and is going to be a placeholder. We're not going to worry about it right now. We will come back and read the bones that we've cast into our augury dish. For right now, though, we're sketching out an outline and we'll fill it in. One does, the other, it's a case of having to do with the back claws because a lot of kicking is involved. Of course, they are folk hero. They are lawful good. That's right. Dun, 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 dun. We can scroll down to page 2, and here we are going to give a couple more placeholders. We're going to give 2 personality traits. Oh, 2 and 2. All right, well, super 2, whatever 2 is leaning towards. Let's roll it one more time. 5. 2 and 5. Now we're going to roll 3d6 and fill in the rest of the background aspects. 4, 1, 4. Someone once rolled a good noble, and I had to call him BS. Well, why is that, Derek? Maybe it was a very, starry-eyed, idealistic youth. Let's see. We know we're rolling a bard, so let's just do an odds or evens on a d4 and find out which bard. There's 2 colleges in the PHB. Evens. Evens and bard is, a college of Valor. So now we're balanced at 2 and 2. There we go. No, not just knowing history. Well, maybe they're a young, starry-eyed youth with ideals and, actually do want to help the peasantry before they realize that it's somehow like soul-crushing work, or, other people or the peasantry should just take care of themselves, even though you're the one who's, responsible for it. What else do we need down here? Ooh, we need a height, a weight, and an age. Go over here to halflings. They're going to start at 2 foot 7 inches, and we're going to add 2d4 inches to that. So we're going to add 7, so they're 2 foot 14. She's a little bit taller than Roscoe. Now we're going to take this same 7, we're going to add it to the base weight of 35 here, and she weighs 42 pounds. Dun, 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 dun. Her percentile age range, 30. She is a young adult. Whoop. And is at an age of, let's see, 2. 2 for halflings between 20 and 70. We're going to roll a 50-sided die and go from there. $21. Okay, she is 41 years young. Excellent. Well, that completes the randomized portion. We have a bunch of placeholders. Now we need to determine what those placeholders mean. What do they do? I translate good to unselfish. You can be pragmatic and good. Actually, selfless would be good. Unselfish is neutral. So a good person is still capable of terrible acts in my calculus if it is required of them. Derek says, quote unquote, the good king is a trope I've avoided. While I advocate tropes have their place as great shorthands for narrative, but that's one I avoid. Your best chance is a lawful neutral. And, part of that is the perception of, like, who's labeling that? Do you have the masses who are going to say, oh, it's good king so-and-so or terrible king so-and-so? Meanwhile, maybe the king is just considered terrible by the peasantry because he's making the hard decisions. Maybe they're actually the right decisions. If he's actually trying to be a good person and steer his country, for the greater good or for longevity. And if your peasantry's, dying out at 35, 40, it's kind of a flash in the pan. And if the education system isn't backing up the decision making at the upper echelons, you'll have a king that is making very hard decisions that people don't like. Yet, they'll call him terrible king so-and-so, yet they are, in the grand scheme of things, the correct decision. That's something else to look for. Hey, Huinami, it's good to see you again. Hey, hey, can I have a bard whose magical instrument is a kazoo? I think we were talking about kazoos earlier, weren't we? But that'd be kind of funny, wouldn't it? Maybe we can give one of them a kazoo, Huinami. Derek says, it's while Bobicus's definition holds a bit more merit, we've seen that behavior backfire just as quickly as selfishness being evil. Dark Wolf, apparently you have Huinami's vote. Hey, Hui, I rhyme. Hey, Hui. Hey, Hui. It's Nami. Hey, Hui, it's Nami. Okay. Let's get into the meat and taters of this character. We have a folk hero, so we open up to chapter 4. We're going to do our background first, as always. Scrolling through, it'll flash a little bit, and Guild Artisan, EFG. I went a little too far. Here we go. Folk hero. Oh, we have number 3. Well, we'll get to that in a second. I guess we got to fill in our skill proficiencies first. Animal handling. Wisdom. Here we go. And survival. We will get one type of artisan's tools. And vehicles, land. So he can drive a wagon. We have our driver. And it's true, making her decisions for the right reasons also requires humility, or your unknown unknowns will lead you astray very quickly. Yeah. You have known knowns, you have known unknowns, and you have unknown unknowns. And, how history writes you, it's, you hope to balance that people right in here and now, in the moment, find you good, yet you are making these difficult decisions that are going to cast things far into the future. Equipment, we are going to receive artisan's tools of some kind. I don't know what we want to give her, what she'll be good at. Oh, hey, we're a shovel knight. We will get a shovel, an iron pot, common clothes, and a belt pouch with 10 gapuz. Yeah, Derek. So in that, pardon me, as you might have noticed, I got a shave and a haircut. It wasn't too bad, but it was a very good job. So that was Sherman's March to the Sea is one such example where he wanted to end the war, and so he just destroyed Atlanta. If I'm getting my history correct. If not, then I'm a derp and please correct me. But the reason why that happened... No, it was just a buzz, not a straight razor. Though I was talking about the difference between a barber and a cosmetologist to the lady who was doing my hair, and being a barber is a whole. It's like the next step in licensure, because you do get training in how to use a razor and such. So it's kind of like cosmetologist +1. Hey, Uranium, it's good to see you. Welcome back. And and just as an interesting piece of history, if you've ever wondered why barber poles are red and blue, it is to represent arteries and veins, right? Arteries carry oxygenated blood from your heart, or from your, heart to lungs. It gets oxygenated and goes from there. And the blue is for the darker blood returning in the veins to the heart. And barbers didn't just cut hair and offer shaves back in the day. Barbers were also surgeons, and in some ways, I don't necessarily mean in like the creepy way, but even like butchers. I mean, just think where we might get the term barbarian. There could be a relationship. But there you go. Because barbers did deal with things like surgery and blood and whatnot, the barber pole is red and blue to reflect that. Bobicus, one of the most important questions to ask first yourself is, are you judging deeds by their outcomes or their intentions? Things get into the woods very quickly if you don't answer that question first. And there's also an expression about good intentions. A straight razor shave is amazing and ironically one of the most relaxing times you can have. That's why they had the red band on the post. Yep, it's just showing what they do, including surgeries. Derek, you got it, my man. Yeah, I got it. On the subject, has anyone seen Sweeney Todd? Asks Darkwolf. Okay, what's our defining event? It was number 3. I stood alone against a terrible monster. All right, so we're gonna keep number 3 as the placeholder. This person is a folk hero because she stood alone against a terrible monster. Your family treats Sweeney Todd as a sing-along. We watch it every Thanksgiving. Yeah, I know musicals are your thing, Darkwolf, and we're on the talk of barbers and barbarism. Our feature is rustic hospitality. Since you come from the ranks of the common folk, you fit in among them with ease. You can find a place to hide, rest, or recuperate among other commoners unless you have shown yourself to be a danger to them. They will shield you from the law or anyone else searching for you, though they will not risk their lives for you. I don't know, depending on your star power, right? It's one of the few things that I connect with them on. Well, I'm glad you're able to have a connection like that, Derek. I've been meaning to get my sister to watch it. I wonder if it's still on Netflix. Well, I would check. Netflix changes often, especially with this whole Disney split-off thing that's going to be happening. Derek says, I want DW to play in a game of their own version of The Witch from the Wicked. I'm expecting a mix of Druid Bard. Oh, for Darkwolf? Okay, let's develop her personality traits. 2. If someone is in trouble, I'm always ready to lend help. Additionally, I'm confident in my own abilities and do what I can to instill confidence in others. Hey, so she's kind of like Kamina from Gurren Lagann. No spoilers, by the way, if someone says, what's that? Ideals, number 4. Might. If I become... Hey, get out of there. You're better than that. I have a closed pizza box down below, and the cat that's supposed to be the elder sister and the responsible one was trying to paw at it. That's right, I called you out on the internet. If I become strong, I can take what I want, what I deserve. Okay, so while this is an evil ideal, this is still something that she wants to get strong. She does have a sense of, look, I was strong in front of this monster, and I should be able to become stronger. And we don't need to sweat it. This will still work as part of her background. Don't you start either. That was one thing apparently I forgot to do before starting the stream, was to put that in the refrigerator. So right now it's like blood in the water, and I have some sharks circling my chair. Bonds, 1. I have a family, but I have no idea where they are. One day, I hope to see them again. Aw. Flaws, number 4. I have a weakness for the vices of the city, especially... So, I mean, we can even put in, you know, hard drink. It can be that. It can be, you know, it could be gambling. It could be more carnal than that. We can weave this into her personality of some kind. It's a cat and it's a box. There's only one conclusion. Yeah, I know, Derek. She was really, like, she was trying to paw in there, and nope. Oh, Dark Wolf is getting a cool recommendation from Derek. Had a player write out a stock portfolio review in their bonds, gave them an inspiration, then told them to give me an actual bond listing. Okay, that is her background. We can now go up to race, and let's come back to Halfling, because, as you know, Roscoe Tealeaf, he is also a College of Valor Stout Halfling. Very interesting. I wonder if these two knew each other. Our dex score increases by 2. So we'll put a placeholder here. We already have the age and alignment. Size, oh, we are going to be small. S-M-O-L. We will be small. 25 feet. 12, 12, and 0. We are lucky. Our halflings get lucky. Which is a nice reroll of a 1. They are also brave. You have advantage on saving throws versus being frightened. And we have halfling nimbleness. We know common and halfling. And we're going to get some sub-race features, being a stout. Our con score will increase by 1. Maybe that's how she can survive the vices of the city. And we have advantage on saving throws against poison. There we go. And resistance to poison damage. Yep. She's definitely in it to win it. Hey, Tommy, it's good to see you. Welcome, right? I said I'd see you online maybe later. Yeah, or it could be pastries. Yeah, don't get me started on pastries. See? Derek, that's what I was trying to tell them. You know, and on each of the campaign days, someone did buy a dream pastry, and they absolutely enjoyed it. It was fun. The world seemed brighter. You had, you know, you just you had this like very youthful vigor, and you know, everything was like you're seeing it for the first time, and it was great. Ma'am, what are you doing? Are you just nesting? Not herking? Okay. She's just nesting. She's not herking. You hear little noises and you're like, oh, what's going on? Class is Bard. Well, we've seen this picture before, haven't we? Yes. You're very welcome. Oh, we have some D8s. In fact, we have 14 D2s. Ooh. We have a bit of a sickly bard here. We've used 0 of them, and we're not multi-class, so we'll just fill that in with zeros. We get proficiency with light armor. Valor is going to give us... I'm looking one step ahead because we already made a Valor bard this week. We are going to get medium armor and shields. Oh, heck. Does that also give us martial weapons, too? I'm going to peek ahead one little bit here. Armor, shields, yeah, and martial weapons. So we can also come over here to weapons, and we get simple and martial. Nice and easy. We will also get 3 musical instruments. There we go. So we'll put a placeholder for that as we're building our band. Saving throws is Dex and Shaw. There we go. Fill in the diamonds. And skills, we will get to choose 3 skills to pay the bills. I'm going to write down here as a note 3x skills. So we'll fill them in just a little bit here. A rapier, longsword, or any simple weapon. Well, I guess that's going to depend. If she wants to get strong, we're probably building another strength-based bard. That would seem to make sense. In that case, we should probably give her a longsword. Which in a halfling's hands is almost like a greatsword, right? That's actually how things worked in 3rd edition. If you were a small character, you... how to put this? So a short sword to a medium character is a long sword for a small character. A long sword for a medium character is a great sword for a small character. Stat-wise, you were still rolling the D8 for the long sword, but it was a great sword for that character. There might have been a feat or something to adjust that. And you know what? If any of you have fresher 3rd edition knowledge than I, you can correct me. But I believe that's how it worked. Was the weapons existed as they did, but it would just count as something different if you were medium or small, or even if you go large. So a long sword to a medium would be a short sword to a large character, unless you were wielding, something else. But then you just say, well, a great sword to a medium is a long sword to a large. So we're going to give her a longsword, and we're going to make her a strength bard. In fact, Roscoe, did we do the same thing? Yes, we did. Although he kind of got here in Dex as well. But we gave him some strength. Like how Sting was perfectly hobbit-sized but wasn't recognized as a good weapon to the larger races. Yes. Yep. It would have been like a dagger or something, right? But he was holding it as a short sword or even as a long sword. You are correct, Dark Wolf. Entertainer's pack. A lute, or we'll just put a musical instrument, question mark, question mark, question mark, to go back and fill that in. We are going to be wearing at the onset leather armor, and we will be giving her a dagger also. Are we going to worry about spell casting right now? Not necessarily. Look, we are making a level 14 character. Here's this. Come up this way. So What can we fill in from the chart? Our proficiency bonus is +5. We're going to get 4 cantrips known. That is an advantage of this sheet because you can put so much information on just the front sheet to be able to access. There's our 4 cantrips. 4, 3, 3, 3. 2, 1, 1. There we go. Bardic Inspiration, and we're going to have, I think, D12s? What do we have? And a 12 at 15th. Oh, it's so close. All right, so we are still rolling D10s. Next level, he'll get it, though. She'll get it. Jill of all trades. Song of Rest. Expertise in 4 skills. Oh, we forgot to roll if she's taking ASIs or feats. That's fine. We'll do that in a second. Font of Inspiration. Counter Charm. Magical Secrets. There we go. Yes, Raven. I hope you enjoy it. It is my crown. I have a pool of hats that I try and mix up for you all. Actually, oh shoot. No, I can wear it after the break. There's another hat that I haven't worn yet on stream. I was looking through, I'm like, I swore I had more hats around. I'd like to dig them out and show them off to you all. So maybe I can wear it for the part 2. We have a College of Valor. So we already have our proficiencies added in here. We are going to get Combat Inspiration. We are also going to get an extra attack. And at 14th level, hey, Battle Magic. At 14th level, you have mastered the art of weaving spellcasting and weapon use into a single harmonious act. When you use your action to cast a bard spell, you can make 1 weapon attack as a bonus action. Aha. So you can trade blows of the sword and insults, right? You can viciously mock someone, as an example, while you're taking a swing on them. All right. I think that is... Oh, Song of Rest does go up too. Extra hit points increase. 9th level. So D10s. Okay. I'll have to go back and add that in on the others. Okay. This group should have fantastic synergy with all the songs and the buffs and the debuffs and the battlers and all this other stuff. I think they're going to get along very well. Now let's look at skills and such. And remember, here, I'm going to go back to Folk Hero. This is going to flash a little bit. The defining event was I stood alone against a terrible monster. Looking at her personality, if someone is in trouble, I'm always ready to lend help. I'm confident in my own abilities and do what I can to instill confidence in others. She believes in might. If I become strong, I can take what I want, what I deserve. I have a family, but I have no idea where they are. One day I hope to see them again. And I have a weakness for the vices of the city, especially hard drink. It could be, we could give her another big city weakness if we wish. Now, based on her personality, you know, she's pursuing might. She faced down a monster. Something like a high strength bard is going to be desired here. Oh, shoot. Thank me for reminding me. Let's see if she's taking any feats. 56? Nope. Okay, 3 stat bumps. ASIs, ability score improvements. That means +2 to 1 skill or +1 to 2 skills per bump. We can start her out at a 15 charisma because we want that to be, you know, if at all possible, we can raise that higher. Or you know what, we can always make her maybe her main stat, because there's a lot of bard spells you could take that aren't necessarily attacks. That has to be min-maxed. You know, we could give her strength of 15 and make her really strong, and then with charisma as a secondary, because buff spells, it doesn't have really a rider. You just need to be able to cast them. And being a bard gives you the ability to cast buffs. It doesn't always have to be maximized. Why don't we do that? Does that sound like a good plan for you all? Like, why don't we make a tough bard, but not, you know, like the prettiest bard around? Because if we did that... Oh, Bobicus says that you're a fan. If we did that, let's say that we went 15 in strength. Whoop. Maybe we go... 14, 13, 12, 10 charisma, so at least it's not negative. A buff bard sounds good. And then we'll give her an 8 intelligence. Now, if we do that, remember, we'll get 3 skills that we still need to assign to her. She may not know as many spells as the others. She's still a bard. Though the spells that she knows are going to be maybe more buffs or just combat. You cast it to cast it. You don't cast it to, I don't know, move forward or do something else. Otherwise, we can always do something like this and at least give her a plus modifier. Maybe we want to drop... what if we dropped Charisma to a 13 and Constitution to a 10, which would pump it to 11, and then we could bump both of those up with one of our 3 ASIs. How about this? So she has at least a little Charisma. Or do you want to stick to our guns and give her a 10, and we'll find some spells to use with her that way? Bobicus wants to stick to our guns. We can do that. We're so if we're doing this way, we're almost making a fighter that can cast spells. That's not an Eldritch Knight. Okay, if we stick to our guns, this is going to give her a 14 dex, which is fine because medium armor only allows a +2 dexterity modifier to it anyway. It's going to put her constitution up, so she will get some hit points. She'll need them for the rough and tumble life she's living. Now we have 3 ASIs. Bobicus, do you have an opinion about where we should put our stat bumps? 3 ASIs, no feats. Con and strength. So you want to what? Bring do we want to max out her strength at 20 and then just drop in 1 into her constitution? Yeah, dex is fine as is. Like, do you want to go strength 17, strength 19, and then for the third one, 20, and then a 15 con? Oh, you want to go 19 strength, 16 con. Okay, we can do that. 19 strength and 16 con. Whew, she is going to be a tough little, she's going to be a tough little thing. Okay. Well, with that, I think we should give her athletics, right? If she wants to be strong, I think athletics is one of her 3 skills that we're giving her. Given what else? Let's see. She's ready to lend them help, and she's confident in her abilities to do what she can to instill confidence in others. I don't know, that might be persuasion, even though she's not the best at charisma. But I don't know if she's confident in it. Is she actually? Again, is it perception or reality? I definitely would like to give her athletics, but what are 2 other skills that we should focus on? Right? Might. If I become strong, I can take what I want, what I deserve. Unless... I don't know if she's really... She's not necessarily the thieving type, right? She faced down a powerful monster. You know, if she takes it, it's because she is, like, bested herself, or bested over this rival who has the things that she wants. I have a family, but I have no idea where they are. One day I hope to see them again. Maybe we give her perception. Investigation. Those are some things off the bat. I have a weakness for the vices of the city, especially something. What would indicate perhaps as a skill that she has a weakness for various vices? And if there's anyone else out there too, if you have ideas, this isn't just my character. This is our character for the channel that we're creating together. We get 2 more skills. You know, maybe we can give her acrobatics. You know, if she focuses on athletics and acrobatics, that could be, you know, dodging out of the way of things, climbing. You know, she's playing Monster Hunter. And both athletics and acrobatics can serve her well in that regard. Perception could be really good as well. Intimidation, right? If she's staring down monsters, or if she wants to be this strong and mighty person and project it, she can go through intimidation. I mean, vice-wise, we have a particular theme. Do we have... Wait, so what would be the theme? Like, is she just going into, like, arm wrestling tournaments in the city? Or what are you picking up? Like, the book suggests hard drinking, that's fine. You know, maybe that is her vice. She just goes and she hits up, you know... she hits up the tavern, and she's like the one lady in Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Wait, was that the right one? I think so, right? She finds the girl and they're doing a drinking contest in the middle of Siberia kind of a thing. She has high constitution, by the way. It'll be tougher, and poison resistance. It'll be tough to actually get her drunk. So that means she's got to be taking some hard stuff. I mean, our band has a theme: goat leaf, pink dust. It is, but that could just very well be an implied theme or actual ingredients to go in something. So our band is really just musical chefs. Though, Dark Wolf, Tommy, is there a skill set here? I think intimidation could very well work. Perception could work. Acrobatics could work. We get 2 more. Persuasion could work. Instead of like Swedish like death metal, you know, you get, you know, Swedish chefs, and their songs are just, you know, pork, 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 pork. Alright, well, hearing nothing from the peanut gallery just yet, I will put in intimidation and acrobatics. She's physical, and she wants to project a menacing air. Okay, so Tommy's thinking intimidation and persuasion. Okay, well, I mean, you and I are definitely syncing up on intimidation, and if you would like to move acrobatics to persuasion, we can do that. All right. Of our 5 skills, we are going to get to have expertise in 4 of them, meaning we're going to add double proficiency bonus. At this point, it's really just which one skill is she not an expert in. What would stand out to you as the one skill that she's not the best at doing? Animal handling? Survival? Intimidation? Persuasion? Athletics? Darkwolf thinks animal handling. So she knows how to do it. She's just not the best at it. That could be. Right? Nothing necessarily about her says that, she's super animalistic or anything. At least not in that way. All right. 1, 2, 3. And athletics is 4. There's our expertises. 14 athletics. Yeah. Oh, she's short, but oh, she's strong. Now, with Jill, or it's Jack of all trades, but with Jill of all trades, we get to add half of our bonus rounded down to skills in which we do not have proficiency. So it's going to be an extra 2, meaning acrobatics is going to be 4, 4, and 4. Con is what it is. We're going to add... that's going to be 2. 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. Animal handling is 7. Though this is going to be 12 in survival. 2 plus 2 is 4, 4, and 4. Deception is going to be 2. Performance will be 2. And then we get double, so that's going to be 10. So for not having a high charisma, she can put out the charisma. Persuasion, sure, not so much. Intimidation for someone who can fit in a beer pitcher, but that's where you'd least expect her. You're making fun of someone, you look away at your mate, and as you look back and she's just in there waggling her finger at you. Alright, so she's going to be a vicious little thing here. She's getting a +9 to hit with the longsword, as well as the dagger. There we go. Lawful good, fits in a beer pitcher. Nah, I wouldn't buy it. Hit points we can calculate rather easily. At first level, she gets her full 8. Then we're going to give her 14 levels of her 3 bonus in Constitution. Then we're going to give her the remaining 13 levels from her first times half plus 1, which is going to be 5. $65, and then we have 28, 32. We have 42 here. Look at her. Would you know this is a bard? Especially because she can wear medium armor and use a shield. Let's look at this. If we go to equipment, all right? Yes, she starts with leather, but let's say that we give her... and I don't know if she wants disadvantage at stealth or not. But, I don't know. Let's say that we give her a breastplate, okay? Right, so she doesn't have disadvantage on stealth. Maybe she wants to be stealthy, I don't know. Maybe she doesn't care, she wants to go half plate and get that extra 1. Well, let's do the experiment here. We give her a breastplate. That's 14 plus dex modifier max 2, so that's 16. She is going to be rocking an 18 AC when she wields a longsword and a shield. Who's going to think that this is a bard, right? 115 hit points, rolling up on you with an 18 AC sword and board, and then she starts casting spells at you while she's swinging her sword at you? And of course that could go to 19 if we wanted to give her half plate armor. Oh, her passive perception, by the way, is going to be 14. There we go. Hey, go ahead, slight rant away, Whitefire. Now, because she didn't study her bard spells all that much, she's going to be a little easier to resist. Only a 13 to overcome the effects of her spells, and her attack is going to be at a straight up +5. And in fact, she does not get any bardic inspiration. Unless there's a minimum 1 that I'm missing. You can use the feature a number of times equal to your charisma modifier, a minimum of once. Got it. Okay. There we go. The party gets 1. In a lot of fantasy games, a longsword is seen as a standard one-handed sword that could be used as a two-handed sword, right? That is correct, Whitefire. Blue means welcome back. But if you've ever actually used the longsword properly, you know this to be vice versa, as a two-handed sword that when needed to be used as a one-handed sword. And you know, in 3rd edition Whitefire, I think they kind of split that out or something along those lines, because you actually had short swords, bastard swords, and two-handed swords, respectively. And then there was great swords on top of that. Some games call a longsword a bastard or a hand and a half sword. Yes, Bubonic, that is true. I forget what the rules. Bubonic, I don't know if you know offhand, because I know you do a lot of 3rd edition. What were the differences between a bastard sword and a two-handed sword? Was one just a martial weapon and the other one was exotic, or what? Did one deal more damage or something? Derek says longsword has always been mislabeled in D&D. Whitefire, bastard swords are what a lot of people think a longsword is. Mm-hmm. And don't even get you started on rapiers. All right, well, save for the spells that she's gonna get here. I think we have a almost a complete character. We need a name for her though. As we've been creating her, does some kind of a like does a name come out that is really resounding with you? Martial for two-hand, exotic is bastard sword. I'll look. Okay, thank you, Bubonic. I appreciate that. All right, frightened and poison for him. We'll resave that, and we did fill in poison up here for Roscoe. How old was Roscoe? Roscoe's 71. She's 41. Okay. I wonder if they're a thing in the band. Maybe not. I don't know. There's a lot of platonic relationships within a band. Some are romantic. I don't know if you consider, if they're like brother and sister or cousins even, because we have two stout halflings. Is she in the Tea Leaf clan? What most people think are rapiers, the thingy people fence with, right, are called foils. Yes, they were basically used exclusively by the rich and upper class for dueling and as a pastime. I really like the Star Trek Next Gen episodes where they were dueling. That was interesting. For some reason, they give the impression rapier is akin to a foil, says Derek. And some people made their swords a bit different. So there are like 1,000 categorizations of long swords, says King, and bastard swords are just one of those off long swords. I in a way, I would almost say that rapiers are akin to, not scimitars, sabers, though maybe without the slight curve. Actual rapiers are long and thin, but are still a blade. Still a stabby stab, though. So, Whitefire, it seems that maybe my description was more accurate. And there's no official bastard sword. Okay, so it was just whatever's lying around, right? Got the scraps and go with it. By the way, King, we made another Stout Halfling as the 4th band member who is invading your territory in Mesotopia. Also paired with a parrying dagger. Ah, very interesting. Whitefire. Oh, that reminds me. I'll draw from the deck. Oh, Whitefire, you're off to a start. Whew. Halflings are not allowed in Aslandia. But what if they pay off your greedy guards? Whitefire's going into a tomb. I like where this is going. 18 and an 8. Oh, disadvantage. 11. Oh, and no. And Whitefire falls to a vampire, possibly becoming a vampire spawn. Or just possibly becoming a meal. Yeah, nice. Nice. I shall best you like I did your cousins, foul beast. Talking to the next adventurer now that's coming along because you got to defend your master's castle now that you've been turned. Beware the white fire. Beware the white fire. Alright, I'm going to get up and I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to get some water. And in fact, I do have some swords in a personal collection. And, you know, Whitefire, since we're going over it, maybe you would like to diagnose which kind of sword that we'll see as we're comparing D&D equipment. So long as this doesn't somehow violate Twitch TOS, I don't know. This is historical and educational, and I'm not making a threat towards anyone. I wonder if I should do that. I don't see why not. I think we can, if it's educational when we're discussing the swords and the properties of them. That kind of a thing. Oh, also, since you went into a tomb not that long ago, Whitefire, you have a personal 5-minute cooldown, but there's a global 1-minute cooldown for anyone else to go into the tomb after you. Yeah, yep, that's what's going on. Yeah, Karma, another Stout Halfling. Look at this. So she is lawful good. She is a folk hero who got her fame by standing up to a really big and strong monster of some kind. And look at her personality here. She's fighting and drinking around the world. If someone's in trouble, I'm always ready to lend help, and I'm confident in my own abilities and do what I can to instill confidence in others. Might, if I become strong, I can take what I want, what I deserve. I have a family, but I have no idea where they are. One day I hope to see them again, and I have a weakness for the vices of the city, especially... The book recommends hard drink, but look, cities have a lot of vices to them. They come in different sizes and flavors. So... yeah, she is lawful good, and we can still square this circle, right? How do you have a lawful good person who, you know, who might go and, you know, have a little, you know, slap and tickle in the city if, you know, how can she be lawful good in that? Yeah, it could be gambling. It could be gambling, drink, various herbal remedies. It could be pleasures of the flesh or some other indulgence. And it doesn't have to be, like, super sexual. It can, but it doesn't have to be. It could just even be, look, I'm going to go into the city and I'm taking a spa day. I don't care, you know, look, there's a legitimate, you know, like spa facility, and I'm just going to go and rest and let everything kind of hang out, and I'm taking me time. Prayer is a vice of the city. King says he beats his wife, but his wife is also a halfling, so it's okay. Oh, jeez, it's never okay. Oh, Whitefire, I missed it. You went into the forest. An Ettercap pops out. 9 plus 3 is 12. Whitefire defeats the Ettercap and wins 200 EXP. Oh, okay, you were correct that it is an exotic in 3.5. So what do you... So, Bubonic, what would be the advantage to taking a bastard sword in 3.5? Like, why would I want to spend a feat or something in order to get an exotic weapon proficiency in the bastard sword? She gets lost in the amazing citadels of the major cities. Yeah, man, she just takes it in. Maybe her vice is going around and being a tourist. So I don't know, Karma. Do you have any interesting? Do we have a name? Is something popping out at you or anyone else who's out there? This is our character. You put your thumbprint on our PDF here. Make her come to life. You know, because Roscoe's a stout. Now, does that mean that they're related? Doesn't have to. Are they in a relationship? It could be platonic, or maybe they are in a relationship within the band. I don't know. Maybe she's his wife, a sister, a cousin, you know, a friend, or more than a friend. This can be a lot of different things. You know, is she competing for your Bishi's heart, Goat? You know, because Roscoe Tea Leaf is the Bishi, right? He's the visual K singer of the group. You know, do you have a rival? Oh, by the way, her initiative is +2. There we go. By the way, look how buff she is. 19 strength, 115 hit points, and she's rolling up on you with a sword and board with an 18 AC. Karma, you wouldn't know what's happening. You know, would you think that this is a bard coming down on you? Well, Karma, if you want to throw something out there, we'll look at her spells and whatnot a little bit later, because I'm going to be taking a break here shortly, just to wet my whistle. I'll get some water, and also since we're talking swords and sword styles, I can play a little show and tell, and you can play guess that sword. What's in her backpack and what's in her wallet? So she's going to get an artisan tool of some kind for being a folk hero. That could be cooking utensils, alchemy, she could be good at that, or brewing supplies. In fact, here, let's go down here, right? This could be a part of her personality as well. Artisan's tools, right here, and in fact, I'll zoom in on it. She gets a set of artisan tools, right here. Woodcarver, weaver, tinker, smith, potter, painter, mason, leatherworker, jeweler, glassblower, cook, cobbler, cartographer, carpenter, calligrapher, brewer, alchemist. You know, do we want to give her, I don't know, sewing? Or do we want to give her leatherworking? Jewelry? So longsword is 15 gold pieces, D6, D6 or D8, okay. And a 19 to 20 times 2. So 35, a little bit more than double the price. A possible 2 extra damage is not worth the feat. So probably if you're a fighter and I think you get a free exotic proficiency or something, then maybe it is. But advantage of Bastard's Sword is the higher die. Yeah, I mean... But that's what the possible 2 extra damage King was talking about is. Oh no, Tommy went into the plains. Do you get it? 11 and 4, you have advantage. Yes, you take down the kobold mage that popped out at you. And Tommy wins 100 EXP. War cleric or fighter. Oh, gotcha. Thank you for doing that research, by the way, Bubonic One. Whitefire wants to call her Liara Tea Leaf, Liara Kindlelight, Mira Rothkow. Well, you're throwing stuff out there, Whitefire. Speak with conviction. As Bob Ross would say, this is your bravery test. What is her name? And if she is a tea leaf, is she just of a branch of the tea leaf clan, and so there's no actual relation? You know, just like someone who shares your last name, there's not really a direct family relationship. Is there one? Are they a married couple? Volvo, hey, thank you, welcome aboard, and thanks for the host too. Karma is not getting the feel that she is related. Okay, that could very well be. Now, if you're a half giant, can use larger category weapons, and a large D10 moves you to 2D6. And you have some ability like reroll 1 or 2, then you're bumping your damage a little better. Oh, yeah. Well, Volvo, we made our 4th bard. While she is lawful good, she does take certain vices as pleasures when she's visiting the city. And, well, here's her personality. We're coming up with a name for her right now. I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, we'll talk about swords, apparently. But it could be one of those sister-brother types that can't stand one another, maybe. What do you want it to be, Karma? What do you want it to be, Whitefire? Throw something out here. Let's make her a reality. Right? Or look, if she has family but she has no idea where they are, what if this is something along the lines of, what if she was adopted out and actually she is like a cousin or a sister to Roscoe, but she doesn't know it and he doesn't know it either? That could be interesting. Honestly, I thought she might have been his wife. However, if not related, I thought Liara Kindlelight would be her name due to the nature and story. Okay. You know, Karma, are you getting that feel out there? Bobicus, are you? I know you've been invested in the character a bit here, throwing out suggestions. Does that seem? Does that seem like what we want her to be? Why not both? Halflings accidentally. Well, look, they have large families, and a lot of them travel. You know, everyone's a cousin. Goat deeply ponders, so the hoof comes up, or the two hooves come up on the goat beard. Hmm. Oh, jeez, King. Goat ponders. Apparently, King is thinking this is a reflection of what a goat looks like when it is deeply pondering.
Him. Free deer.
Kind of think the lawful good would make her, and if Roscoe's her brother, have opposite intentions. Darkwolf says, I don't think they should be married. Roscoe seems like the lady killer of the band, so he should stay single. Oh, yeah, that I could see that. You know, now maybe Roscoe may not have a girl in every port, but he might be a little bit more. You know, he's free spirited. If he likes someone, he'll try and woo them to make it PG-13. They come together during battle, but apart otherwise. Hey, Silver. Yeah, hopefully not the literal kind of lady killer, though he is neutral evil. Maybe that's just the evil is more of a selfish intent, and so he is willing to. If he likes someone, he'll try and woo him, and you know, in the next morning, maybe he gave him a coupon for the continental breakfast downstairs, but he's gone. All right. Well, if Karma's saying that you're willing to be, you know, to go in either direction, Whitefire, this is going to come back to you, and you think that instead she should be platonic to him and be named Liara Kindlelight, correct? Yep. So Whitefire, what do you want it to be? This is your, as Bob Ross would say, this is your bravery test. Come on, give us a big old tree on the painting. Okay. Liara Kindle Light. There we go. Oh, later to be known as Liara Tea Leaf. Ah, okay. He's thinking ahead. Dun dun dun. Dramatic chord. Oh no, Karma, you better get Waggles hooves. You better get your hooves on Roscoe here then before Liara has a chance to before Liara is going to have a chance to I mean, I'd say tame him, but look, Roscoe, I don't think Roscoe can really be tamed. Maybe it's a marriage of convenience, or I don't know, something happens. Speaking of which, by the way, we made him a strength bard, But you want to talk about death by snoo snoo? Look at the difference. Look at her con. Look at her strength. She will break Roscoe in half. I'm not even getting into, you know, moo foo foo stuff. Like, she could just walk up and go. That being said, I mean, look at her compared to the professor here, or even to Elspeth. Well, if I scroll back up to her, she's going to be a little spitfire right here. Hallmark movie of Roscoe and Liara begins. All right, well, since we have that... Oh, by the way, 0 dark vision because halfling. 115 hit points. Wow. Hey, that just shows you what a good constitution score will do for you. All right, I'm going to take 5-10 minute break. I'm going to get some water, and as the topic of swords has come up, we can go over some different swords. We can stat them, and we can talk about them, because part 2 tonight is going to be a PC talk. Does it have to be, you know, anything in particular? Well, you know, I had some ideas in mind, but if the conversation, we want to talk about weaponry and stats and compare over additions, that's perfectly fine. I'm happy if tonight is, you know, just kind of a chill stream, conversation stream. We got a little bit of content out of the way, and, you know, now we can sit back and talk about, you know, coffee, daughters, whatever. I'm feeling verklempt. On a side note, I love freaking out new delivery drivers when they say cute cat. Yeah, what do you mean? All right, here we go into the short rest.